This image fucking ruined horror content on YouTube. If there's one thing that, to me at least, signifies the overall decline of online horror channels, it's the oversaturation of iceberg charts that's been flooding YouTube since late 2020 or so. It began as a somewhat novel concept, a collection of info relating to a topic set on top of an image of an iceberg, with a level of obscurity corresponding to its depth, sometimes with a couple of made-up items to throw off the reader. The one that really popularized it was the Super Mario 64 iceberg in 2020, and since then it's become an easy format of low-effort, long-form content for people to pump out en masse, since really all you're doing is reading a list, but with some extra added flair. And while I'm definitely guilty of putting many of these videos on in the background occasionally, I've grown to dislike them not only because they're somewhat low effort, but because many of them spread stupid fucking conspiracy theories that have no basis in reality whatsoever to an audience of stupid children who lack basic critical thinking skills. One of the conspiracies to come out of this whole iceberg thing that I really despise is the Memphis rap sigils theory. It's the stupidest fucking theory, and the only reason it's popular is because of all this iceberg bullshit. And I swear to God, I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out if I see another video made by some dumbass zoomer going, "Oh my god, you guys, this Memphis rap sigil is so satanic, it's so dark, it's so disturbing, like shut the fuck up. Shut up, you dumb fuck." Anyway, I'm here to hopefully put some of these bullshit rumors about early Memphis rap to rest. Fuck you.
North, Memphis, South, Memphis, West, Wood, Orange, Mound. North, Memphis, South, Memphis, West, Wood, Orange, Mound.
To really grasp the state of Memphis rap in the early 90s, you first have to get a picture of the state of mainstream hip-hop in general, which at this point was dominated by two regions in the US. The East Coast, with artists like Gang Starr, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Wu-Tang Clan, and Nas, and the West Coast, with rappers like Ice Cube, Snoop Doggy Dogg, The Dog Pound, Too Short, and Cypress Hill. Aside from a couple acts that managed to attain a small bit of success like UGK and Ghetto Boys, the East and West Coast pretty much had a hold on all of mainstream hip-hop, and the South was generally disliked by much of the community. In my opinion, this was best shown at the 1995 Source Awards, where the Atlanta-based duo Outkast were booed upon receiving the award for Best New Group. Interestingly enough, this award show in particular was one of the first public events, highlighting the increasing hostility between the East and West Coast.
The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row.
Meanwhile, in the city of Memphis, Tennessee, groups like 3 6 Mafia and 8 Ball and MJG were releasing albums like Mystic Styles and Coming Out Hard, giving hip-hop fans a small glimpse into the very extensive world of Memphis rap. Influenced by pioneers like DJ Spanish Fly, Memphis rap utilized tight triplet flows and cheap, inexpensive production techniques, as well as a generally dark theme in both image and lyrical content, a reflection of the extremely violent city of Memphis, Tennessee. This style of rap is called horrorcore, however Memphis didn't invent it. There's of course the before-mentioned Ghetto Boys from Houston, Texas, as well as the extremely influential Detroit underground scene, with artists such as Esham and the Inner City Posse, later known as the Insane Clown Posse. However, Memphis's influence on horrorcore is undeniable to say the least, and it goes hand in hand with the genre. Along with the before-mentioned 3 6 Mafia, other important figures of the Memphis scene include DJ Zerk, Project Pat, Koopsta, Nathan, Kingpin, Skinny Pimp, and of course, Tommy Wright III. So, with all that said, where does the Memphis rap sigil theory fit into all this? The very first mention of the Memphis rap sigils comes from an early version of the conspiracy iceberg posted to 4chan's Export on August 19th, 2017. A user in the thread later replied with a couple descriptions of some of the theories, stating in a vague sentence that the Memphis rap sigil theory refers to, quote, alleged occult connections involving several influential artists and producers in the 1990s Memphis hip-hop scene. From there, a couple names are brought up in the thread, such as Tommy Wright III, 8 Ball and MJG, and of course 3 6 Mafia. However, at this point in time, everything was pure speculation. This initial idea rose in popularity on X, further adding more and more layers to this steaming shit sandwich of a theory. The general consensus is as follows. There are 8 known albums released on cassette tapes said to have been created as sigils, defined as a symbolic representation of the practitioner's desired outcome, the outcome in this case being fame and success. To create the sigils, the artist would murder someone, record it, sample it in a beat, and then return to the scene of the murder to record the rap vocals. Once the song or album is finished, the sigil has been created. Upon creation, however, a sigil must be charged energetically in order for it to work, quote unquote. In this case, the act of listening to one of these tapes on a genuine copy, not a YouTube rip, is required to charge the sigil, therefore giving it power. The 8 original albums that are considered sigils are Maniac, The World of a Psycho, N.O.D., Self-Titled, Psycho, Return to Psycho, Mr. Tinny Mane, 1925, 10 Wanted Men, Wanted Dead or Alive, Lil Ramsey, Going Undercover, H.O.H., Living in a Casket, and Children of the Corn, the single. There's a bunch more info that's really not worth getting into, but if you really care that much, there's a post on a blog called X-Files of Rap that has pretty much everything you need to know, and it's where I've pulled most of this info here from. Anyway, now that we have a basic understanding of this theory, we can break down why it's bullshit. Do I really fucking need to say anything?
Say the line, Bart!
This theory sounds like a shitty creepypasta with no basis in reality whatsoever. This entire theory is really fucking stupid for a laundry list of reasons. The obvious being there is absolutely no verification of any of these claims outside of 4chan, which, as we all know, is an absolute paragon of facts and verifiable evidence online. Dude, just fucking trust me.
It's a sigil tape, bro. Doesn't matter if it's a reissue or the OG or not. There's still subliminal messages in there. It makes everyone who listens to it, they become satanic, and then they haunt everyone's dream. Because it's a sigil tape. You gotta get rid of it.
Everything that isn't just word of mouth that usually gets brought up when discussing these sigils is almost entirely irrelevant, and none of it ever hints to anything remotely related to these tapes. Bringing up shit like Egyptian gods and the West Memphis 3 murders might seem plausible at first, but it's really all just speculation that sounds more and more like a reach the more you think about it. The claim that real murders and snuff films were sampled in these tapes is also entirely unsubstantiated as well. Not to mention the fact that almost none of the particular tracks commonly rumored to be sigils feature anything that remotely sounds like the screams of a potential murder at all. Furthermore, many songs that actually do contain screams, such as Children of the Corn's Reality Got a Hold on Me, have had their sources found, further debunking these bogus claims. And if that's not enough for you, members of the groups responsible for these albums have gone on record multiple times stating that the whole satanic worship theory is complete bullshit, as is the case here with Kevin Whitaker, founder of the group H.O.H. Little Grim of Children of the Corn has even gone on record stating in an interview that their lyrical content was nothing more than a reflection of all the negativity and struggle in their city at the time. He also confirmed that all the horrific sound effects in their music were fake as well. So yeah, that's basically the whole thing summed up. In my opinion, when people perpetuate this theory, they're really only showing their own ignorance, not only of Memphis rap, but of hip-hop as a whole. People will constantly talk about how scary or disturbing Memphis rap is, but honestly, the only thing for me at least that truly sets it apart from its contemporaries in regards to tone is the production value. From a lyrical standpoint, a lot of it really isn't all that different from much of gangster rap out of the time, considering we had NWA rapping about raping and killing hookers, and songs like Murder Was the Case by Snoop Dogg, a song literally about selling his soul to Satan. I believe 3 6 Mafia sold their souls about as much as I believe Snoop Dogg did. Or wait, maybe that's a bad example. It's really just all shock value, and that's been a thing in hip-hop far before Memphis started doing it. And it's really annoying and depressing seeing kids on social media take a style of rap that's had such an important influence on all of mainstream hip-hop and completely disrespect it by buying into this stupid theory. It takes a culture that's had undeniable influence on music and sensationalizes and trivializes it until it begins to seem like nothing more than an urban legend, taking away from its actual impact and legacy. It begins to feel like nothing more than yet another myth. Nothing more than another line on some shitty iceberg chart. Nothing more than another topic for your favorite 20-something-year-old horror YouTuber to talk about and go, "Oh my god, you guys, this is so creepy, it reminds me of Tyler the Creator and fucking Eminem, god damn it." Anyway, join my Discord, follow my Twitter, and I'm out. Fuck you.